Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support to this channel. I don't take it for granted. Jimmy Wanjigi have been arrested some 5 hours ago in the evening. And Jimmy Wanjigi have spent, the news I'm receiving here, spending his night at Kamkunji police station. And let me just expose to you why is Jimmy arrested. The war between Jimmy Wanjigi and President William Ruto, that is a tale of power, wealth and scandal. That is why Jimmy is being arrested. And again, Jimmy Wanjigi, a name synonymous with political power and financial influence in Kenya, as head along and tremulous. That is what is happening. As I am just displaying the picture of Jimmy Wanjigi's family, the son and the daughter. But I felt for him, and it is very sad. But let us just break this into political discussion. Why do you think the DCI today had decided to make Jimmy Wanjigi in custody? Before I carry on, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your subscription to this broadcast, because if it was not your support, then this channel could have not reached to where it is as of now. And I want to thank the new subscribers for your subscription and feel welcome. Please consider to give this video a thumb of like. Kenyans, there is something which I have realized, and indeed, when someone have been given power, then you ought to understand. Uhuru Kenyatta once said it, that if you want to know a true measure of a man, give him power. Rumors have been exploited and exposed in our social media platform that there is a rift between Jimmy Wanjigi, the businessman, and the police officer or the DCI. And I analyzed this. This is not the first time I'm dropping this analysis. That Jimmy Wanjigi is the one sponsoring the Gen Z demonstration. And if there is well enough evidence to prove that, then I propose the police officers to do so. Remember, this is a man who have a family and is a respectful man. But our police officers have decided to put him in. I want to challenge them by also saying, as much as they are obeying laws and rules in our constitution, the police officers themselves are the one who did a wrong thing by even threatening Jimmy Wanjigi's family. Even the wife came out in public lamenting and crying that don't shoot me, don't do that and that. And he was being hunted as a thief or someone who have murdered somebody in this country. But time runs very fast, and today is yours, tomorrow might be mine. But I don't want us to live in that world of dilemma and world of revenge. If Ruto and Jimmy Wanjigi had a clash, then they could have come out in public and tell Kenyans the reason why Ruto's administration have put Jimmy Wanjigi in. Even the Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, paid a visit to Jimmy Wanjigi, and Raila is working hand on hand with the government. So it means that there is a political traitor looming in Jimmy's side. And if it is so, let's say that Jimmy Wanjigi was the one sponsoring the Gen Z, as police officers are saying. Then let them come out with enough evidence from Jimmy Wanjigi's lawyers also to defend. Because we are living in a country where no one is now taking it as above the law. The reason why I am very sure that Jimmy Wanjigi is being arrested today, and if I'm wrong, you can as well surrender me in. Number one, Jimmy Wanjigi exposed the government about the debts government is owning as a country. And ni deni yenye kila mtu analipa, lakini haina msimamo, no maximum debt. Wakenya tunaambiwa tulipe deni, kila mtu analipa deni, lakini the president himself together with his team have never come out in a conclusion by telling us this year or the other year we will be tutakuwa tumemaliza deni yetu. But you see, Jimmy Wanjigi came and exposed the government on that by saying we have debts. Kenyans have no maximum way of concluding the debt. And that is why we are seeing all these dramas. Let us not lie. There is no permanent power situation. This is very wrong. And it is very, very sad, according to my opinion. There are several people who have been abducted. The police officers, the president himself came out in social media and was asked, why are these people being abducted? He said that they failed to surrender to the DCI. If it is true all this evidence are there, why don't they surrender? Why don't they come with that evidence that so and so was arrested? For instance, Aoko was abducted. Walete this date, this hour, DCI walisamon Aoko ambiwe aende a report na alikata. Then Wakenya waseme enyewe Aoko sababu alishikwa by force alikata kusurrender kwa DCI. So the first thing, according to me, why the government have arrested Jimmy Wanjigi is that if expose the government on not putting maximum or on debt payment, and this have exposed the government. Jimmy Wanjigi is a businessman and he had scandals, several. I heard he was a cabbage collector. He came from nowhere, and through God's grace he was uplifted. So today I have spent a night in Kamkunji police station. Other Zimio leaders or Kalonzo Musyoka and the group have visited him, which everyone, again, police officers are now trying to tell Kenyans that there's no one above the law, which is good, but they sometimes have to follow what we call listening to people and coming out with the conclusion. Why is this man saying about debts? And they should follow step by step and ask those who are concerned in president administration, because that is why Jimmy Wanjigi is being supported by several Gen Z on his arrest and on his political power. They also don't want to know that they are making this man to be popular based on political arena. As I conclude, let us sometimes think of that in this world we are all human beings and we won't stay permanent in this world. So let us just treat each other humanity, and that is what I can say at this moment. I am not aware if Jimmy Wanjigi refused to obey the DCI summon, and I'm not aware if Jimmy Wanjigi is the one funding the Gen Z as said by the police officers. That is why I also request if there is evidence enough to prove that Wanjigi is defunding the DCI, the Gen Z demonstration from the DCI. That is why today you have spent the night at the custody. What can you say on this movement? Thank you, and let's meet on another political discussion.